Hello guys, this is the guy on spikes, and today I'm going to be talking through a oak tree that we removed about a week ago. Right here you can see that I'm clipped into the crane ball and the crane operator is lifting me into the tree. I've got two 10-foot slings and a 20-foot sling. The 20-foot sling is the lighter colored and the two 10-foots are the darker yellow. Once I got dropped into the tree, I went ahead and identified the most central lead in that tree, so the most central stem, and that's where I'm going to put my first sling. I'm going to go ahead and put a half inch on it, so that way it will shorten up this sling and allow me to set the height of the other slings with this one. Once you put your shackle on, you want to go ahead and make sure you rotate it so that way when he puts tension on it, that pin doesn't roll and unscrew itself. So I went ahead and dropped this other 10-foot just wherever it landed on another larger lead, but it was not the central lead, and that's going to go ahead and help balance this top out when I take it. You can see there that I also rolled the pin and shackle so that way it wouldn't unscrew itself. And then on this 20-foot, I went ahead and just dropped it on a thicker section of trunk on that central lead that my first 10-foot strap I tied was on also. And it's more of a backup and it doesn't stabilize quite so much. Also rotating my shackle around here so that way it doesn't come unscrewed. Right there you can see that I started my chainsaw cut on the house side, and that's because that's where the majority of the weight of the tree is. So when I cut all the way through, it'll set down that direction. So I want to get my cut in there first, and then I'll go ahead and cut on the crane side of the tree and finish my cut so that way it'll lift off smoothly. Also, you'll notice that I do not remove my saw from the cut. I leave it in the cut when I start on my back cut to remove it from the tree. So that way my cuts both match up and I don't have any holding wood left behind to create a pop. What can happen is you leave a little bit of holding wood and then it'll pop off and it won't be a smooth release. Right there was a pretty smooth release. Putting another sling on the trunk. I'm just putting a single sling on because balancing this isn't as big a deal because it's not not a very unwieldy piece. It's just a log. And you'll notice that I also rotate the shackle on this piece as well. I sped this up because it took a while because I cut this off with a 20-inch bar, but you'll notice that the cuts that I make on this are really low to the ground. That's because I know we're going to grind this and go ahead and level it then, level all the grindings. So I'm going to try and get as much of this into the log truck as possible. I pay attention and keep care to keep my chainsaw bar inside the cut, so that way my cut meets all the way up. I end up having some holding wood in the center though, and it not coming off, so one of my coworkers go ahead and grabs a bigger bar and comes over to help me finish putting it off. As always, thank you so much for watching, and be sure to comment, like, and subscribe.